Yes, people, and welcome back again to Normski TV and the What's Going On podcast. Please, as you're coming in, hit that like button, smash that like button, subscribe and share if you're new. I say on the road to 300. We're only 15 away. A couple of people subscribe over the weekend, so that's great. So thank you to those people that have subscribed to the channel. Keep doing that. Share it around to your friends. As I said, we're just a little community here over here in South London, up in the Midlands, or should I say Northampton, Hampshire, and in Kent and other various places. So listen, hit that like button, smash that like button if you're new on the road to 300, and welcome back again. And what a weekend that has passed, and so much to talk about. Referee incidents, basically. It looks like we got WWF wrestling now, as opposed to people refereeing the game. The game between us and Liverpool, just crazy, just a whole crazy weekend. Yesterday, Man City pretty much destroying Bayern Munich, and I'll tell you what, mate, Haaland, I think he's on about 42, 43 goals now. Absolutely crazy. But listen, we've got so much to talk about. And I'm not going to rabbit on too much. Myself, Big D, will be running the show tonight. Hopefully, Chili will be joining us from those cotton fields. Kofi can't make it, but he said he'll be in the chat. So we're going to be talking about his side. And also, Ez can't make it tonight because he's on his way home from work. So he won't make it, but he may well be in the chat. So we've got a lot to discuss. So without further ado, let me bring in Mr. Big D, and here he is. What are you saying, brother?
Yes, sir. How you doing, man? You all right?
Yeah, man. I'm all good. Man. I'm all good. Could have been a better weekend. Yeah. Massive game that just went by. Big up to Kirk all the way in New Zealand.
Man, like Scott.
Yeah, man. Talking to us in the future. But big up. And yeah, what a weekend. What a weekend of fixtures. And managerial go arounds and managers coming and going. And congratulations to Burnley. Getting promoted to the Premier League under Vincent Company.
Man like Vincent, he's done really well with him.
He's done really well, really well. You know what I mean? Big up to Craig there.
Yes, Craig.
Chat, mate. He's done absolutely brilliant. You know what I mean? So hats off to them. And I think I don't know if when they play, because they have like a shed load of games and stuff like that. So if they're playing this week, or at the weekend, if they win their game, I think they'll be crowned champions. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Okay. So
so big up to you. And he could well be. Ireland scored his 45th goal of the season.
Yeah.
The machine, Man City looking like a machine right now. What they did with Bayern Munich last night, absolutely unbelievable. But before we go into that, mind my manners. D, how was your weekend?
Weekend was good, man. Easter is a busy season for us in our faith. So enjoyed the season. I was in London and in the Midlands, so you imagine my weekend was kind of busy. And I think I'm feeling the effects of that actually. The last 2 days have been a little bit under the weather there. As you know, it's like
Ez is in the chat.
I like Ez in the hat. Yeah, respect, bro.
We need to talk about your team, Ez. we need to talk about Mr. Frank Lampard. Yeah, what's up, man? What's up?
Yeah, man. All good norms. All good.
Yeah. Same with me. We had obviously Easter because of our background, Christian faith and stuff like that. We celebrated Easter at church, and it was a great weekend. You know what I mean? Man City have gone into full beast mode. This is what we're up against from now to the end of the season. You're absolutely right there, Craig. They are. They are crazy right now. what you saw they did with Bayern Munich last night. And the thing is, for that first maybe 20, 25 minutes of the game, I thought, boy, Bayern Munich, shine. I mean, they look a good team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think there was two catastrophic mistakes. One from Opperman-Kana. I don't know what he was doing when he was trying to clear the ball.
The defender. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I kind of made it a bit easy for Man City, because up until that point, the game was quite even. And then Rodri with that goal out of nothing. And what a fantastic goal it was. And absolutely brilliant goal, to make it 1-0.
This is football, Norman, at its finest, where the moment you make one half mistake, one half chance, and they take it. And this is what I talk about all the time, about being clinical in their big games. And I've seen us being not clinical all season. Yeah. And when you see that, you say, you cannot give them a slip, because, boy, they're taking advantage of that. Yeah. What's Scott say?
He says the new manager bounce. Absolutely, it was definitely a new manager bounce. They got bounced out of Wolves.
I
don't know. I mean, listen, they had the fair amount of possession and vast amount of possession in that game, but just can't find the back of the net. And what a stunning goal by, I think it was the Wolves right back. I can't remember if it was the Wolves right back or the right. I can't remember who scored, but it was a bit of a banger. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
And if you saw some of the Wolves players who were like, what? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's absolutely absolutely crazy. But yeah, we will come into that when we talk about the Premier League review and the player ratings. Let me just quickly say what we're going to be talking about tonight. As usual, we will be looking at Ref Watch. And the PGMOL apologizes again. Right?
I just don't see the point now. It's kind of wasted, isn't it?
Joke. Absolute joke. I have a question here. Has the Gunners blown it, or can they go again? And obviously after a 2-2 draw, Desmond against Liverpool at the weekend, massive Sunday game. Thought for the first 30 minutes of that game, we played out of our skins, but I think a little bit of naivety kicked in. Some people want to put the blame on Granit Xhaka. I think it was a combination of everything. The manager not making the right substitutions, but we will go into that. Dean Smith and his merry men to the rescue.
I don't get the norm.
He gets sacked from Norwich. This man is a serial loser. He's a serial loser.
He got sacked from Villa as well.
Right.
It's just like, how many times this guy going to get sacked and get another job?
And this is the thing, D. And you know where I'm going with this. How is it that these guys just can walk in and out, and then recently Paul Ince has just been sacked from Reading after an 8-goal run where they lost all 8 games on the bounce, and he just recently got.
I listened to an interview with him, and he said that he's got either 8 or 9 first teamers missing from that squad.
Yeah.
So you ain't really got a team. You know what I mean? You're competing with your French players. So clearly, he's either falling out with the board, because if you're in good favor with the board are going to see that you got 9 men out in your first team. Yeah. I don't think they're going to sack you at this part of the season. But I think if I'm correct in saying, I think they've dropped into the relegation zone, Reading.
Yeah.
And I think they're looking for that last-minute new manager bounce, which, as we just saw, never worked for Chelsea last week. So it's not guaranteed, is it? So
yeah.
It's there's no when I say no patience. If he's got his full squad back with maybe a single injury, then but you got 8 first teamers out, and it sounds like no money to spend either.
Exactly. So he's working with his hands tied behind his back.
Exactly.
You know
So it's probably better that
you expect.
For me, it's probably better for him. Because all you're doing, Norman, is going home, getting yourself stressed out because you're under so much pressure, and bringing on a heart attack or something stupid. You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, listen,
it's not worth it.
He can start going back on Mark Goldridge's show now and going and chat with them. Although it was quite funny because Mark Goldridge came out and said that, he does charge a lot of money though.
Is that what he said? That's funny.
Something to that effect.
Yeah, he probably does.
Yeah. But I'm just sorry. I've just seen this. I didn't pay much attention to this. German reports coming out Mane punched Sane in the face in the dressing room.
Well, that would be completely out of character if he's done that.
Yeah.
He's not that kind of guy, is he? That means
No.
you'd have to be provoked to the highest order to do that.
Yeah, for that to happen.
He's a very laid back kind of guy.
Yeah,
Marley.
and why would that have? Yeah.
Why would that happen? Sometimes when a man disrespect you like that in front of bare people, sometimes that red mist comes down, Holmes. And you have to beg for forgiveness after you've done it. You know what I mean?
I'm just wondering what could have been said, or what if it was something that happened on the field of play, and that. So it'd be interesting to know, what happened there. Scotty for Paul, great player. Not sure about him as a manager though. Yeah, listen, he's managed a few clubs.
Yeah,
Blackburn. And to be honest, his track record hasn't been that brilliant, to be honest. But still, you know what I mean. You take Dean Smith. This
that's what I'm saying. Just keep walking to decent jobs. You know what I mean?
Yes, Ian.
Yes, Ian. Big up yourself, man. Yeah. And Scott is right about that. I think sometimes, the less you say to the press, sometimes saves you. And I think sometimes Paul Ince gets a bit carried away. Yeah. Right? You kind of throw in shade and blame everywhere sometimes. I think sometimes when you take a bit of accountability for what you're doing wrong, then you can put the players on blast. And sometimes I feel like he lets himself down where I think he goes too far. And yes, he was a great player, but then remember, he had a blow up with Fergie to Fergie got him gone. You know what I'm saying? And so he's had that in his history. A very great servant for us. But then, you know what I mean? The boss is the boss at the end of the day. Now you're the boss.
Yeah, the gaffer. That's what he was known. That's what he was known to you guys, isn't it? The gaffer.
Yeah, the gaffer or the governor. Yeah, the gaffer.
Or the governor. Sorry, no, the governor.
The governor, wasn't it? Yeah, the governor,
mate. Yeah. I knew it started with G or something.
And it was obviously he self-proclaimed himself that. It's a bit like it's a bit like calling myself King James or King D.
But I think for him,
on yourself.
I think for him, what sort of when he ended up going to Liverpool, I think the Man U fans didn't forgive him for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
that was the last place. That'd be the last place that he would go to. Do you know what I mean?
And he clearly never understood the rivalry properly.
No, he obviously didn't. He obviously didn't. I
always say that when you understand the rivalry, then you just don't go. You don't go. You just don't do that.
And do you know what? Sorry about that. I'll have to someone at the door. No, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, no. Yeah. The thing is, I think in one of his documentaries, I was watching one of his documentaries, and he was actually talking about that, and clearly he just said he didn't realize how big the rivalry was. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he still respected it in some, some areas of the fan base, but you know what I mean.
There are certain elements of the fan base that feel like he lost that legendary status because of what he did there. A bit like Schmeichel going to City as well, even though City wasn't a rival when he went there. You know what I mean? It was just like, I suppose it's like going from Liverpool to Everton to Arsenal to Tottenham. It's a very there's certain things you don't do in football once you played for a certain club. You don't go to a direct rival. Especially go there and win as well. If you go there and win, even worse. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think he set himself up there a little bit.
Yeah, no, he definitely did. He definitely did.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
He definitely did. So listen, let's get into the games. I first of all wanted to sort of tackle the games that were played last week, Wednesday. One being the game in the hands and the ones that were missed. The game, I think, match week 7, which was the West Ham Newcastle game, where Newcastle absolutely ruined West Ham. Go away again. They're banging in the goals, D. They are.
Well, they got their best strikers back now, Norm. So they got Wilson and Isak back now. So I think getting them strikers fit and back. Yeah, perfect timing for them.
Yeah.
As in, just getting those two back, because those two are going to get you a goal. If they get the service, they're going to get you a goal. I'm not saying they're clinical, but they're not wasteful. They're not wasteful strikers. So I think.
But the thing is, in Newcastle, they've got such a nice balance in midfield, in that defense, that they don't give much away. Do you know what I'm saying? And now, as you said, with Isak giving Wilson, a challenge for his position. You know what I mean? Wilson is living up to that, because in the last couple of games he's banged a few. Do you know what I'm saying? So
he scored a brace in that one.
Yeah.
Same as Joe Linton, and Joe Linton have been kind of quiet, but all of a sudden he's found his shooting boots as well. So between them three, Linton, Wilson, and Isak, boy, they got a nice front three there that can do a little damage, man.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, they come out, 5-1 winners, banging 5 away at West Ham. But West Ham at the moment, do you know what I mean? I'm surprised because obviously after getting banged 5-1, they go away and win and get a 1-0 win, albeit an own goal. But is it something that could have helped them to sort of kickstart whatever careers?
You know what? The result showed you that West Ham haven't got the money to fire David Moyes. You know the 5-1 result, because I thought he's going to get canned after this one, and he didn't. So it tells you that there's no money for payoffs.
Absolutely.
which is interesting.
That's right. Yeah. So Callum Wilson getting the first goal and assist from St. Maximum. Then Joe Linton getting the second goal. Then Kurt Zuma, just a couple of minutes before half time, getting a goal back to make it 2-1. And then, as you said, Callum Wilson banging a brace. Second half in the 46th minute, getting that goal, and then literally the floodgates just pretty much open. Alexander Isak, and then Joe Linton in the 90th minute to make it a resounding 5-1. And as you said, how does one survive that? But it looks like Teflon Moyes. It's Teflon Moyes right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? And then
who'd you bring in now? Short notice now to consider out a season. So maybe they've decided just to let him see it out.
Yeah.
Probably cheaper as well.
Hey, can you imagine? Can you imagine Frank Lampard going to West Ham and managing them? Whoa.
And the thing is, right, that probably would have been a better fit for him than going back to Chelsea.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? West Ham.
But did West Ham? No, I mean, they weren't too happy about him going to Chelsea anyway, were they?
I know, no, that's what I'm saying.
If you go back, do you know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure if I'm right in this, but didn't he come from the West Ham Academy?
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah.
And I mean, his dad. I mean, there was one time when he was playing for West Ham, and his dad was I think because the West Ham fans, they when it comes to in those days, they used to show when the fans used to meet with the board members and stuff like that, and they were having a dig at Frank and Harry Redknapp was basically protecting him.
Yeah, because Harry's his uncle, isn't it? Harry's his uncle.
No, Harry. Yeah, that's right. Harry is his uncle.
Yeah, his uncle.
That's right.
Because he was actually. I was watching some of the game, the Man United game. I was watching it on my gadget.
Yes.
And I'm going to say that you don't be too loud, but Harry and the son were on it, and I thought I haven't seen him do punditry for a minute. So
I think that it probably has happened, but I haven't seen it for a little while still. Do you know what I mean?
Him and Jamie on the same thing, and Harry was sat in the middle, like he was. Like,
that's right. Like the main man.
I'm the old school Willie. I'm sitting in the middle, man. I'm not sitting to the side, and then the person presenting was sitting to the left of Harry.
That's right. That's right. But but listen, Newcastle looking like they want to cement that fourth place spot or even third place.
Third place, that goal difference.
I mean, third place. And Man United, with their, I think this is your game week 25, one of your game in hands, and this was against Brentford.
Yes,
at home. I thought that would have been a tricky. I think that game. I think that's when you noticed that they scored in that game. So I think you gave a bit of a yelp during the live stream.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And who scored? Was that Rashford? Rashford scored in that game, didn't he?
Yeah.
But
he's injured now.
The manager's coming out saying that he's going to miss a few games and probably
2 to 3
be
games,
back
maybe
towards the running. He's going to miss the Seville game.
Yeah,
and he's also going to miss the semi-finals.
Exactly.
Against Brighton.
The thing is now he's got to wrap Martial in cotton wool, and
absolutely,
and hope that he don't pull anything or buck his toe or something stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you look at the goals, Rashford, it's just a lot. We've relied way too much on his goals this season. We have, I think, the closest one to him must be like 6 or 7 goals now. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Hence our crappy goal difference. But
yeah. And the thing about it, I can understand why, your players are falling like left, right, and centre like flies. You know what I mean? Dropping like flies because the amount of games that you're playing in such a short sequence of time, because
it's called to us now.
You play that Wednesday and then you have an early kickoff on the Saturday against
What's
Everton.
that about? What was that about? It's ridiculous.
Listen,
right?
you played well, because listen, I don't know what Everton. I was watching that game, right, and I'm thinking you could have scored 5, 6, 7 goals in that game, because the way the eye line that Everton were playing, the space that they were leaving, and it was only if it wasn't for their keeper.
Pickford.
Do you know what I mean?
And I've said it all season, we're not clinical, Norm. Hence why Newcastle, forget about you guys and Man City, Newcastle have got a plus 20 goal difference on us.
Yeah.
Plus 20, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Not clinical. Yeah. Like I say, we should have been about 5-0 that game.
Yeah, easy. I mean, Anthony had a chance.
Wasteful.
Sancho, obviously Rashford. Yeah. Listen, it was just unbelievable, the save that Pickford were making. And I said that first half, it could have been 5, 6, 7.
And to be fair, he's a decent goalkeeper. He might be a bit erratic, but he's a good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So, what to the rescue for United D?
WO to the rescue for United D. Oh, I think he's talking about Weggle. Is it Weggles? Is it Weggles?
No. I tell you, what's them scored, isn't it? McSauce. Is it McSauce that scored?
Who's what to the rescue for United? I'm not too sure of the WOT.
Unless it means...
Is that an abbreviation?
Yeah, Weggles. It's probably Weggles, isn't it?
Yeah.
But he's not clinical, Norm. He's good at what he does.
Okay, yeah.
As in, holding the play up and all that. But
yeah,
he's not going to get you. Well, I say he's not going to get you the goals. I might be harsh on him, but I've just watched how much he squandered. It's like, dude, you got to put them in. I bet you the ones in the 6-yard box where he gets a foot to it, like just get it on target, mate. At least make the goalkeeper save.
Yeah.
He's a bit frustrating for me. Definitely a bench player at best for us. You know what I mean? I don't see us keeping him.
If you have all your strikers back, you're probably looking at him at being a third, possibly fourth choice striker.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because if say you had Mason Greenwood in there,
right?
And
then Harry Kane in the summer as allegedly. Yeah, so he'd be like 5th in the pecking order, wouldn't he?
Yeah. The mad thing about that, he'll probably be happy to stay there anyway. Do you know what I mean?
I think he would. I think he would.
He'd be happy to just, come off the bench when they need him. Do you know what I mean? At least he'd be doing something as opposed to your defender who's just sitting there creaming off. Well, I don't even know if he has got a contract.
Nah, it's mad, isn't it? But you know what? It's interesting in the sense of that Burnley now are promoted. So either way, he's staying in the Premier League, which is kind of cool for him in that sense. You know
because he's on loan.
He's on loan, from Burnley, and then now promoted. So,
but then the thing is, but the thing is, yes, Kofi, we saying, brother. But the thing is, Kofi, if he was to, obviously, he has to go back to Burnley. I think the way Burnley are playing, they're playing some real attractive football now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would that suit Wiggles or no? I don't know. And would company? I mean, the fact that they've let him go on loan means that he didn't really see anything.
Yeah, I was saying to my brother, did he fall out with company while he was away?
I really don't know. I have no idea.
He was away. Where did we get him from?
He went to Besiktas, isn't it? Was it Besiktas?
Yeah, Turkey.
Yeah,
Turkey.
I'm sure it was one.
Yeah. So he had to go back to.
It was one of them. If anybody knows in the chat, let us know. But I'm sure it was one of them clubs.
Yes.
Out there.
So I think how it worked was Burnley had to call him back, and then we loaned him from Burnley rather than loaning him from the Turkey club. That's how it works. Yeah. So, but like I say, if we decide, okay, give this guy a contract, he's going to be a support striker for us. But either way, I think he's staying in the Premier League unless Burnley decide, well.
But you see, getting him was obviously it was out of desperation because of the Ronaldo situation. So you had no choice
and no money.
And no money.
Green again, green and gold until the club is sold on. These guys are like sell this club, man.
Yeah, man. I like the rhyme there. Green and gold until the club is sold.
Yeah, man.
Should make a rap
sell
song
this
about
club,
that,
man.
Sell it, man.
Well, the fans chant that, Norm. The fans chant that.
Yeah, I just want to ask this question because there's a hold up now because I've been hearing now that the Glazers are holding out and it looks like they might not even sell this summer. And because of that, will that mean that's going to affect your transfers in terms of money spent? Because if you get these owners, you're talking spending at least 200 mil plus now.
this is my thing, though. I think they have to sell because there's no way Ten Hag is going to go into the transfer window with no money, with them in charge. He'll just quit. He can afford to quit. He just said, well, I'm going to quit then because you expect me to compete with Arsenal and Man City and you see this squad, you see what's coming back that didn't want to be here and you've kept the club and now you're going to tell me there's no money to spend. Because this is why we end up with Weghorst and, not Bezit, what's his name? The midfield brother.
You talk about from
mine's gone blank there.
Oh, I know you're talking about. He scored the other day.
Yeah. Sabitzer. There you go. Yeah. So this way we've ended up with 2 loan players. So there's no way you can expect Ten Hag to do loan deals in the summer. And I actually think the sticking point is that the Glazers want their $6 billion and want these lot to clear the debt as well. And they're so respectful, man. Clear the debt and sell the club. Simple. Because if you have to remember, they're only 200 million in, Norm, as in of their own money. You get 6 billion from your 200 million investment, clear the 600 and walk. And I think that's getting split. It's either 4 or 5 ways. I think it's a 4 or 5 way family thing in the ownership of Man United with the ones that you don't really see at all. Right. So I'm not sure it's an even split. So I'm thinking that Joel and Abraham, or whatever his name is, I think they're going to walk away with a nice $1 billion each, guaranteed, and then whatever from the debts, and then what they're going to pay the other 3 to get out of their hair. And I just think the greed is it's beyond me, man.
Unbelievable, yeah. And that could come to that could, as I said, that could come to the detriment of the club, especially as you said, Ten Hag could look at this and say, you know what, I've tried, I've worked with what I've got, I've done the best of my ability. Because when you look at it, listen.
And you're in Spain. I'm jealous.
She's in Spain. What are you saying? So she's watching us from Spain. Get your friends to subscribe. If you're with your friends, tell them to subscribe. Tell them to watch the channel. Yeah, all the way from Spain.
Fantastic.
I hope you're enjoying yourself. I saw a couple of pictures. Cool. With your little boy. But you say sorry. That you were saying.
Yeah, he cannot go into the summer being told that he can only look for a lone striker, and that's just foolishness, man. You know what I mean? And so it's disappointing that I know there's a lot to look over. You know what I mean? It's not a quick due diligence, but I think that
let me just bring in Mr. JP. I've got 2 Man United fans against an Arsenal fan.
JP in the house.
Man like JP in the house, brother.
How you doing, fellas?
Bro? Yeah, yes, man. Good, bro.
What are you saying? How you doing, man?
I'm all good, man. How you guys?
Man. Mixed feelings after the weekend, but it is what it is. But how are you doing in general? How's your week been? I know you've been quite busy over the last couple of weeks trying to get you on the show, and I understand and everything that. But
No, I've been good. You know, I can't complain. It's been a good week of football as well. I think.
Yeah, you would say that, wouldn't you?
Two good wins. Yeah.
So after yesterday's game in the Champions League, I started to think about my position on this thing.
Listen, we'll come to that because there's a question I should have sent you. You know what I might have to do, Jace? I might have to add you to our what's going on thing so you can see some of the conversations we're having. So it makes it a lot easier for you. So if you don't mind, I will probably add you to that. I'll have a conversation with you later. But you know what I mean. But we will come to that. But I suppose it's been a good weekend for yourself. So everything. Listen, just playing your 2 back-to-back games. I was just talking about the situation with your injuries and stuff like that, and having to play games in short succession. You know, you had a fantastic game. You know, you dealt with Everton, the spaces that they were leaving. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you could have won that game 7-8-0. Do you know what I mean? But as Dee was saying, just not clinical enough. You look at Newcastle. You look at their goal difference compared to yours. Weghorst is not that man. He's not that man. And now you've lost Rashford for a few games. How's that going to affect your Europa League campaign, and then maybe possibly top 4. But I'm saying Tottenham, maybe, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's that 3 and 4th position right now. You know, Newcastle, there could be something. I'm just going to go to the next fiction, which is obviously Newcastle getting 2 back-to-back away wins. Now, West Ham are not playing well anyway. So I didn't expect that kind of scoreline. But, bro, 5-1. And then they go away to Brentford, which is a very tough place to go to. Saying that, though, Brentford did actually took the lead, basically, in that game. And I thought, here we go. You know, and maybe for you guys, you was probably rubbing your hands together and saying, fantastic, come on. You know what I mean? And Ivan Toney, he had a goal disallowed in that game. At the start,
he missed the penalty as well, didn't he?
Yes, he missed the penalty. And that was a first, mate, because people had their money.
Hurt me.
People had their money on him to
in
score,
fantasy football. He hurt me badly, man. I'm like, bro, don't be missing.
Oh yeah, with your fantasy football,
yeah. I've been missing penalties. And the thing is, he's a very good penalty taker. Very rarely misses. I couldn't believe that. I went like he just got like his head was somewhere else when he took that penalty. I don't know about it.
But then saying that with in injury time. He gets the penalty. This time he duly puts it away, make it 1-0 going into half time. And then there was a David Raya own goal in the 54th minute.
Right.
Callum Wilson had a goal disallowed. I say Callum Wilson is now on a bit of form now. Now that he's got that, what's the name from Isak now? You know what I mean? Where he's challenging him and stuff like that. He's starting to step up now. But then I think where is it? Alexander Isak. So if it's not Wilson, it's Isak, and he's on a little bit of a scoring thing at the moment. Gets an assist from Callum Wilson, and in the 61st
Joe Linton as well. No,
Joe Linton didn't score in this game. This is in the Joe Linton was in the Newcastle game. I'm talking about in this Brentford game.
Yeah.
So they've gone away back to back, West Ham, Brentford, and now if you look at their goal difference in terms of you saying, I think it's plus 27. Plus 27. So they're 20 goals plus more than you guys. Do you know what I mean? So it is a bit of a mad one. So they're starting to find their form again because they were drawing a lot of games in the sort of middle part of the season, but now they've started to kick on again. The team is the forwards are starting to gel. The midfield, they got a real nice balance about their side. Got a very good defense. They don't leak. I think they still got the best defense in the league. Yeah, if my memory serves me right, do you know what I mean?
I think it's you. I think I heard it was Europe.
Wow.
Yeah, one of the best defenses in Europe they have.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Guys, I wouldn't mind another 3 points in our Prem predictions. All right, we'll come to that, Kofi. Yeah, that has significantly changed the Prem prediction league table, but we'll present that towards the end. Yeah. But let's just sort of motor on. Tottenham. I want to talk about this game now. Tottenham 2, Brighton 1. Chile might be watching the game. He said he was going to log in, but he's not here to defend his team or. These referees, the VAR situation, the PGMOL again. This is a second time now they've apologised to Brighton for getting it wrong. Matoma gets his foot stood on, clear cut penalty.
Yeah, that was Stonewall.
Stonewall.
And Brighton pretty much said it.
All the pundits said it.
Yeah.
They all said he didn't even need to go to the screen on that one. That's how blatant it was. Yeah, shocking stuff.
Yeah, and I think the goal that was disallowed. I think it was I don't know if it was McAllister. I don't know.
Was that the handball one?
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I was a little bit.
I think they were all goals. I think that was a penalty. I think if you can't say it hit his arm.
Yeah, if you cannot see it's
they got this armpit rule. I was listening to the referee talk about it. There's this armpit rule, right? Where essentially from here up to, if you could draw that line across the armpit that way.
Yeah.
Anything above that isn't.
Yeah. Because what they're saying is that what they're basically saying is if you hit you here, this is deemed as something that can play you offside. Yeah. So basically, that means then that it's playable. Obviously, if it's your arm there, so it's above the sleeve.
Yeah,
clearly hitting there.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, you've actually seen defenders sometimes like almost hit the ball there back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
you know, you've seen that and you say, well, it's not on your chest, it's there.
But that's apparently that's fine.
It's fine, yeah.
That's fine.
I've seen defenders do it.
So if the ball hits him there, it comes down. I think some people were trying to say, or the referee was trying to say, or VAR was trying to say that when it hit him, it may have come down and hit his hand, but I didn't see that. It wasn't a clear and obvious error.
But the linesman went like this, right? And the way the linesman is touching, it's almost like, you know, the logo you've got.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure. Yeah, there. Yeah. You hit the logo.
If it hits that logo, it's a goal.
Right.
Is that PGMOL ringing you to apologize to you as well?
Apologize, really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we got that one. Yeah, Jason, we got that one wrong as well.
Yeah, shocking stuff, man.
It's shocking.
It's spoiling the game, Norm. It's spoiling the game because there's so much money right now for a team like Brighton to get into Europe. There's so much money for them, and I feel they're getting shafted a little bit because they're not considered a big club. So certain decisions where you think, come on, man, that's blatant. And you got to feel for the manager. You got to feel for the manager a bit as well, you know.
Every year they keep saying we're going to go review it and everything else. It's still the same. As a matter of fact, it's getting worse. This year, it's absolutely terrible with the decisions. And listen, Tottenham got away with it.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously they're fighting for that top 4 position as well. But as I think Expression said on his show, he's shameless. He couldn't care less, right?
I know.
Because that man was losing it.
He's reckless, you know. I know.
But listen, at the end of the day, Brighton must feel well gutted now. You know, Tottenham come out, you know, Harry Kane getting the winner. And it was a good goal. And Son scoring in the first half as well. But Brighton played them off the park. They played and had 2 good goals ruled out and a penalty.
And you know what? I said to my brother, I am concerned because we got them in the semis, isn't it? And I'm concerned with that Rashford, Jay, because no one's showing me that they're clinical, and we've lost Rashford for that semi-final now. So I'm like, you know, I'm not trying to rely on.
And you don't want Danny Welbeck. You don't want Danny Welbeck scoring the winner against you at the Wembley.
No, you don't do it. Nah, for sure. Yeah.
But have we lost? Have we lost him for that game?
They said that
a few games.
Well, when I was reading it, they said the Seville game and the semi-finals.
So I didn't read it as that. I heard. Okay. I read it as when I heard it just said a few games. That's what Ten Hag said. Yeah. Ten Hag said we need to assess it. So we've got Seville tomorrow, and we've got who we've got on Saturday. We've got
Saturday. We got we're away to Forest on Sunday, Jay.
That's it. So it's definitely Forest. It's definitely Seville, and it's definitely Forest.
And then after that, you've got the cup game.
We've got Seville again.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Midweek,
and then the cup game.
Then the cup game.
All right. Okay.
So
that's 3 games. He could have 3 games. I'm back for the semis.
I was hearing he could be back. But again, this is all rumor. He could be back for the second leg.
But you have to remember, when you watch Ten Hag interviews, right, he won't tell the press what the injury is, you know. Like he said, Jason, he said, what's going on with Jason? He said, his leg. Yeah, well, he got ankle injury. He said, his leg. Well, his thigh. He pulled his hamstring. His leg. He's terrible, Jay. He won't tell you. He just keeps saying his leg. It's almost like he said that, because he's saying that it's not really their business. Like, he's injured. It's a leg injury, and we're working with him. You don't need to know what part of the leg is injured. I get it to a point, but he's a wind-up merchant. He winds them up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
Yes, Asher, I haven't seen you for a long time, mate.
Asher, what are you saying, bro?
He said, are you really scared because of one man? Laugh out loud.
No. Asher, hear me good. Hear me good, Asher. Is that we are not a clinical team. We are in 4th spot, and we are minus 20 goals behind Newcastle. He's the only one that looks like scoring on a regular. And I'm not saying it's just the one man. It's what he's bringing right now. Wenger's not scoring. Martial's just come back. Martial's got goals in him, but Martial's got to get up to pace. So it's not saying that, I'm fearful of the one man. I'm saying that Brighton are no mugs and are a clinical striker, and I don't think he's clinical either. As in, he misses a lot of chances, but he's been our most consistent scorer. You know, needs to be available for that game. It's a big game. It's a big game at Wembley.
Scored 28 goals in all competitions. He's absolutely bang in form.
He's punching above his weight this season.
Yeah,
for sure.
Apart from him and Haaland, he's the second probably most striker in Europe.
Our manager really. Sorry, D.
No, go for it, mate.
I said our manager really loves Martial, I think. Or he's just saying that because that's all he's got. I don't know, but he really talks. He does this all the time. He really talks him up.
Yeah, he talks him
up. And even today, he was saying, I don't know if you saw the press conference today. He was saying, "Well, look at the stats. He's the only one on our team who doesn't need so many minutes to score goals.
Yeah.
So I'm not that worried for a small stretch. If we were talking about the rest of the season,
that's
then I'll be more worried. I think Martial can, because the thing is, we are making chances recently.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he's scored in the last 2 games.
Yeah. We're just not. We just don't. As B said, we're not clinical. We don't put chances away. Against Everton, it should have been like 5-0 at half time.
That's exactly what I said. That's not what I said before you came on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We were absolutely crucifying them, Jay. And I'm like, just score.
Listen, until Scott McTominay scored, I was scared. Because sometimes you have those games, right?
Yeah.
And you think, boy, it's not going to go in today, is it? The keeper's going to have a worldie. Yeah. And they're going to go down the other end
and score. Out of nothing. You know what I mean?
I just, it was shocking because I think even the commentators were saying, surely they got to put one of these away because the way we were peppering them, because they were literally just camped in that 2 banks of 4, trying to, and then even the striker wasn't over the halfway line. That's how much they were getting peppered, Norms. It was shocking.
Yeah, but the mistake that they were making, they were leaving so much space. Listen, they were trying to press. They were trying to press you up the field, further up the field, and literally, what you got to remember, it was so simple. They were so simple to play against because what they were doing was just playing balls over. Anthony had the run of the park, mate. Just catch him on the break.
And he has to, you know what? You see Anthony, right? He got to spend more time with Benny McCarthy, man. He's got to learn to use that right foot. He's frustrating for me because this cutting back to the left. Because even when he's through, Jason. No Chelsea in the house today.
There's a new guy coming on the show.
Is it? What you saying, man?
No,
you're in your BT.
No, look at the name.
Yes, brethren. Toby.
Yes, bro.
I'm calling you Toby from now on. Toby.
Hey, Toby.
What's going on, bro?
Yo, it looks like Kunta Kente. Yeah, he's talking from his from the cotton fields. Yo, you look like you're in a vehicle right now, bro.
Yeah, I'm in the fields, man. You know,
in the fields, man. The slave owners found you, yeah.
They're out there.
Hey, I see that they give you a van as well.
Just run, bro. Keep telling you, just run. Don't look back. Just keep running.
Don't look back. Yeah. Don't look back, bro. Yeah. Whatever you do, don't look back.
I've got to look, man. They scare me.
I'm telling you.
Well, so thanks for joining us, Kunta. We're just talking about Man U. Actually, let's just quickly rewind a little bit and talk about your cheating team.
Shocking, Chile. Absolutely shocking.
Chile, man, come on. The referee.
VAR. Edit. Literally VAR, my lord. VAR, because honestly.
Unbelievable.
To be honest, it's not Tottenham's fault. I mean,
it's not. No, listen. I'm not blaming. But you got some fans that say, "Oh, Tottenham are cheating and blah blah." No, The referees were absolutely appalling this weekend, shocking, and doing some shocking things as well. As a matter of fact, it would be quite nice if we takes us nicely into that. So let's Let's just look at this.
PGMOL. Oh yeah, I saw this. Roy Keane. Right. Roy the Rovers.
Listen, Cry Baby Robinson. Baby Robinson. My missus, who's a Liverpool supporter, just walked in. She might, if she looks on her phone, she might see this caption. I've got up on the screen, so I'll see if she says anything in the chat. But as you can see, the reason why Roy Keane called Robinson a crybaby is because Robinson should do more defending and stop moaning. Now, I don't know if anybody saw the incident at the weekend with regards to Robinson and the fourth official, the linesman. Basically, what happened was I don't know, because Roy Keane was trying to say that he might have put hands.
Yeah, I think he went to grab it. So you have to remember, the linesman is minding his own business. Robinson goes over to him to verbally abuse him because of whatever decision he thought should have gone his way. And then and so when he tries to walk away from him, the linesman, he goes to he's going to pull him back, and he just elbows him. Now he's been suspended for that, no?
Yeah, yes, he's been suspended.
And I'm just like, hold on. He was minding his own business. He was provoked by the player.
Man just went, oi!
Yeah, give me the elbow, boy. Yeah.
And then you see running. And the thing is, the bad thing about it, Robinson got a yellow card.
Did he?
Yeah, he got a yellow card off the referee because the players, I think the players, they should. I'm telling you now, the players that surrounded the referee, because this happened to Arsenal fans. It happened to I can't remember who else. It was another team.
Happened to us as well. Happened to us.
Yeah. I hope they find these Liverpool players as well.
We'll see.
You know what I mean? See. Running around, putting their hands on the linesman. Sure, you're gonna get an elbow in your throat.
Exactly. I mean, come on, man. Because
the linesman is a gunner. Yeah,
he's a gunner.
Well, you know what? Do you know he's from? He's from our ends, right?
Is it
that linesman? Yeah, he's a teacher in one of these. He was like my nephew's teacher in school.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Have you seen the size of the guy?
Yeah, he looked massive.
Yeah. Bro, listen, man. I don't think I'll be messing about with him, man. The man was like, you know what I mean? But obviously, it was caught on the camera, and now he came out in a statement to basically say, look, the PGMOL, they have to do what they got to do, and I think I don't know if he will probably referee another game this season. Because Mitrovic, who got that 8-match ban for putting his hand on the referee. And if you think about it, he only pushed him, whereas this lineman has literally elbowed my man in the throat. Wherever it was. Do you know what I mean?
Well, he's holding his chin in the picture, isn't it?
He's holding his chin in the picture.
Like he chinned him.
But I think when you see it, it's like it comes underneath here.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'm shocked that he didn't go down like he'd been shot or anything like that.
But if the player did that, though, if the player did that, right, they would be going on and on and on and on.
Do you think Scott was saying in the chat? Do you think it might have been a reaction thing?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because when somebody, like when the guy's berating him and whatever, and then he goes, "Oh, just go away," and you probably didn't look at him and go, "Right, I'm going to elbow you in your throat." It's like, just go away. But what people are saying, is that there is a responsibility on all sides, on both parts, but especially as a match official, you cannot be, as much as you got people coming around berating you, saying things in your ears and whatnot, what they want to do to you, you can't react. Do you know what I mean? You're not setting any example whatsoever. But boy, I think
Norman, how often do we see police officers react to being confronted in the street? You know what I mean? It's a natural reaction that you're trying to defend yourself. Yeah. So it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah,
that
but
could have gone either way. Really.
I think with all of that, though, I mean, because as I say, you just saw them crowding around him, so it'd be interesting to see what the Premier League does, whether they're going to fine the players for surrounding the referee and stuff like that. So that will be interesting. He had some guns on him. He definitely had some muscles on him, boy. I tell you that now.
If you look at the fine they gave to us from the Fulham game, it's like I found my United players actually protected those guys from the Mitrovic madness, and they got fined. And I thought, hold on, they weren't trying to bully the referee. The referee was going to get his ass whooped by Mitrovic, and they just sort of jumped in, and then they got fined for surrounding. I was like, you can't win it. Sometimes you have to just see certain things and say, listen, man, it's just not worth it. Just not worth the medical bill. You know what I mean? You just you just call 911 or whatever. 999 911. I'm in America still. 999 and I get it sorted. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know, man. Because like even just in normal life, when you see someone kick off in the street nowadays, you will jump out your car, you know, because man's gonna pull a blade on you. Yeah. When all you're trying to do is.
I mean, listen, I was one for that. Not jumping out and pulling it. Let's just put this straight. No, because my missus, my kids, they warn me all the time. Like they say, no, just leave it alone.
Yeah,
If they're fighting, just leave them. I don't like to see, you know, especially our young black kids when they're whatever. But now, these days, it's not that I'm immune to or what's the name. It's just a kind of case of listen. If I go into that situation, I can end up, as I said, being stabbed or whatnot. Yeah. So it's not that I'm desensitized to it. I still don't know what's going on. Yeah. But now you have to use a little bit of that up there.
I can't help it, Norms. I can't help it. I always.
You still do. You still get.
Yeah, I still do it, man. Yeah. I do. Yeah, I can't stand shit.
Yeah. I have regularly jumped out of my car and broke up school fights.
Yeah.
And then sometimes somebody gonna offer me out for doing it. Yeah. I said, what? I love you, big fella. I love you. You have me. Nah, bro. Don't be silly now. Go home. Go do your homework. You know the ones?
D, what? Sorry?
Right. I'm just like, yo, this bullying thing, because a lot of it is bullying a lot of times. Because sometimes when you see the kid getting battered, one little small pitney getting slapped up by a big brother in school uniform, you're like, nah, not even that. And I just pull the car over. I blow the horn, and if it don't break, I'm out of the car. I'm out of the car, blocking it up. And I'm like, come on, dude, go home. And live another day, you know the ones. But I know London's different. London is a different kettle of fish, man. I'm in the countryside here, so it's a little different. They're
not taking out bales of hay and hitting you.
No, exactly. Wow, the fork in it, the garden fork.
Let me go get that tractor and chase you down the road. But Big D, Incredible Hulk. That's what it's called.
Well, man. Green and gold into the club is sold, actually. You know already. The logo is there, bro.
Don't even talk about the club being sold.
We kind of briefly touched on it in terms of you know, the fact that they're delaying the sale of the club because obviously the Glazers want all their money and it ain't happening. And so, you know, what does it mean for you guys in the summer when it comes to the transfer window? Because, you know, when you get owner like the one that you're going to go for is Saudi. Is he from Saudi? Is it Saudi? Yeah,
Saudi,
Qatar.
Qatar.
Yeah. You know, I mean, their pockets are going to open up, but right now, you know, the Glazers are holding you back, so it could potentially affect your transfer in terms of your spending in the summer. Do you know what I mean?
What I'm hoping is that the deal gets agreed with this preferred bidder. So maybe all the paperwork isn't signed or whatever they need to do. But if that's the case, then you're hoping they'll say, look, just get your credit card out, Glazers. Right? Do whatever the manager wants and we'll just pay the bill when we get there. That's what it might be wishful thinking on my side, but because apparently Glazers have still got £300 million credit with the Bank of America,
right?
That they can use on transfers. So obviously they don't want to use that in one go.
But this is my thing, though, Jay. This is my thing that debt is now 700 million allegedly. Right.
No, 900 and something. If you include the money that we owe, right? If you include what we owe on transfers, it's 900 million.
Right. Yes, because it's been because of the transfers have been done in like supplement payments. Like it's shocking stuff. And the thing is, this is what I said to Norman earlier. These guys want $6 billion or pounds, and they want to leave the debt as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you're cheeky sods. I mean, come on, man.
But they get away with it. They can get away with it.
I know.
Get away with it, though. Yeah. The only reason you do something like this is because you're allowed to get away with it.
Exactly.
I mean,
it's shocking.
Someone wants the commodity so bad that they're prepared to clearly way overpay. I mean, like we as Manchester United fans, when Barcelona were 1 billion in debt, I was laughing my head off.
Right.
I was saying, when did somebody realise that 500, 600, 700 was too much?
Too much,
and they waited till they got to a billion. What have we done?
It's like Monopoly, Jay. It's like they're playing Monopoly, literally. Like, bro, it's $1 billion in debt, right? Yeah, I know. But if we sell the club, like,
there's no if though. They're just trying to get as much money as they can. The fact that the club owes £1 billion,
right.
They can't afford it. They can't afford to run the club anymore because they can't keep taking money out because it's not there anymore.
Right.
The Glazers have to sell.
They have to sell.
This whole notion that they might take investment, right, and then do the things they need to do doesn't make sense to me because if you think about it, right, to get investment, they're going to have to sell some of their shares.
Exactly.
Right, so they're going to sell some of their shares. So what you're telling me is you're going to sell your shares and you're going to take that money and put it back into the club. That doesn't make sense. You've never done that before. Why would you start doing that now?
No,
exactly.
Yeah.
And not only that, then they no longer become majority shareholders because the shares are split up. So it's not their club to do what they want with. So
they own 69% now, don't they? 69% they own.
Right. Yeah.
So it really depends how much they're prepared to sell.
Yeah.
Chili, you saying something? What'd you say?
I was just saying that I personally hope the Glazers stay there for the next 10 years.
I sure you do, Chili.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear that.
Well, listen,
the Sterling.
Employed Daniel Levy.
Chili, how's the bargaining going between you and D with Harry Kane? Is any news on that?
Man, I told him I liked 70 million, and we'll give you Harry Maguire, and you know what? Actually, I'm gonna be cheeky. You can have Mason for 6 months on loan to get him fit till January, then we'll take him back. How about that? That sounds good, doesn't it?
Is that with the tag as well?
With the tag as well. The tag included, mate. You know what? No,
you can only play home games. Do you want Harry Kane then?
For me, right? I'll tell you why I want Harry Kane, because they're not going to spend 140 million for Victor Osimhen, or it was the other one. There's another one there, Jay. He will come back.
The Benfica one.
Right. Yeah. Between him and Victor, going to cost you over 100 mil. I just don't see us spending that right now, unless the club gets sold.
But Tottenham won 130 apparently now.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Take a light 70, 80 million, Harry and Gunwood on a 6-month loan to get him fit till January. We'll take him back in January.
No, we didn't even give you Phil Jones. Throw Phil Jones in there.
Not only that, Scott says we could throw in Ollie as a mascot as well.
Ollie. He may have a job coming in the horizon, Ollie, mate. Who was that was looking at Ollie? I can't remember. I read it now. Someone was looking at him.
I did read that as well.
It's a Club Bruges.
Club Bruges.
Yeah,
there you go, Jay.
He's linked with that.
That ain't a bad shout for him, you know. They're decent. They're a well-run club.
Yeah, but this is where Man United do a job. I kept saying, you only give a manager a new contract when you're scared that somebody else is going to poach him. Who wanted Ollie?
Nobody.
Nobody wanted Ollie.
The Spurs might have wanted him, Jay, undercover. Yeah, maybe Daniel Levy might have wanted him.
I thought it was Ollie at the wheel, though.
Not for me, ever. I never sang that, Jay. Not once did I sing that song. Ollie at the wheel.
Leave that to Rio Ferdinand. Yeah,
exactly. Rio.
I sung it because when you went to the game, that thing was ringing around the stadium.
I know. And I'm like,
Listen. Let's crack on quickly. Listen, Leicester 0, Bournemouth 1. Bournemouth, obviously, coming in and out of the relegation zone, but they go away to Leicester. Leicester right now are falling like they've probably hit rock bottom right now because they're sitting second from bottom. Yeah, they've now, in my my notes to you guys, I said Dean Smith and his merrymen to the rescue. And I said, which manager will keep their team up? Now, Dean Smith and John Terry team, they're going to be going down to rescue Leicester. Now, Dean Smith gets sacked from Aston Villa, goes down to the Championship because Norwich were going down. So Norwich has gone down. He takes over Norwich, gets sacked from Norwich. Yeah.
Forgot about that.
And now, and it seems all the clubs that he's getting, they're failing clubs, right? Yeah. So he's taking over failing clubs and he's a failing manager. He's now going to go in there and try and rescue Leicester. Does he have a chance, guys? Because right now, Leicester, as I said, Bournemouth have gone there and beat them 1-0. So currently, if you look at the table, if someone's got the table there.
Yeah, got it up here.
So what we're saying in terms of Leicester on 25 points. What's their goal difference?
Minus 12. So they're the best goal difference down there, though. In the bottom, them and West Ham. So they're on 25. Southampton are 23. Leicester 25. Nottingham Forest 27 points. Nottingham Forest on minus 30.
Minus 30, shocking.
Everton minus 20. So Leicester are pretty good on goal difference. They've lost 5 of their last 6 games. And they've drawn 1.
Right.
It's not sustainable, is it? It's not sustainable, that form.
The fact John Terry's gone in there, I want him to go down.
Well, like JT, you know.
Oh, boy.
I can't stand that guy.
Well, listen,
I'm going to say, allegedly lock away your wives.
Right. I hope, Craig, that this omen does come to fruition.
Oh, well.
Last time Leicester City got relegated from the Premier League was the last time Arsenal won the league. And is history about to repeat itself? Let's hope so. Let's hope so on that front. But so listen, they lose that game 1-0. And as I said, Dean Smith, can he turn that club around? Or is Leicester City going to go down and will Arsenal win the league? Let's wait and see. West Ham go away to Fulham. Now, obviously, Fulham are missing Mitrovic because he's got that 8-game ban. Yeah. Now, I was saying in our chat whether that would I think I'll mention it to Ez. Do you think the 8-game ban is going to affect Fulham? Now, I don't know. Only time will tell. Fulham are obviously in a decent position in the league anyway. But they did lose that game 1-0. It was an own goal. If my memory serves me right, by Harrison Reed. I didn't watch the game, so I didn't know if anybody saw the game and if what your thoughts was on the game.
Have you seen their results? Have you seen their last 6 results? Fulham.
No, I haven't.
They were. So this is their last 6: win, draw, and then 4 losses.
Ooh. Yeah, they're on a slide, aren't they?
They're on a slide.
How many points? What's their points total at the moment?
They're 12 points above the drop, so they're on 39 points with -1. So they're
basically the West Londoners. Need the West Londoners. Chelsea and Fulham need a 1 point to stay safe.
Exactly, literally,
Because look,
they're on the same point.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
ridiculous, man. I'm gonna come to that Chelsea. You know what I mean? Absolute joke. Yes, big up Junior. Big up,
man. Big up yourself, man. Jay, what are you saying?
Jay,
I want Leicester to stay up.
Yeah. So Fulham. Look, we'll see what happens. Whether them losing Mitrovic is going to drag them down. I don't think they'll go down because, as I say, there's plenty of other teams below them that I think are just not going to be able to do it. And then Aston Villa under Unai Emery doing absolutely. I mean, when Unai Emery took them over, I think they were in 17th position.
Right.
They're now in 7th.
Six.
Sorry. 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got 2 games in hand. They played 2 more games than Brighton. But you know what? He's got them well organised now.
He's got them. Yeah, he's a good manager. He's a decent manager. He's a decent manager, proven manager. Obviously, our tenure with him didn't work out for whatever reason, and that was probably purely down to the fact that getting beaten in the Europa League final. And then
he couldn't say good evening, could he? He couldn't say good evening.
Good evening.
Simple as that. He just couldn't say it. Like, bro, you gotta go. If you can't say good evening,
and there was probably some Arsenal fans out there. That's the reason why they wanted him out as well, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Do you know what I'm sort of saying? As for Nottingham Forest, now I don't know when you look at where they are in the table, do you think that?
Well, they still have Henderson, don't they? And that's the only reason why I want them to go down, because Dean Henderson running up his gums and trashing us. So, like, go there on loan and get.
Well, listen, they're sitting in the relegation zone after that result, and that bottom three is going to constantly change, because he's going to only take one team. So, for example, just say Leicester go and beat Man City on Saturday evening, please, Leicester, please. But if say they did, right, right, they could come out They could come out and replace Everton, because Everton are currently on 27 points, fighting for their lives as well.
Norm, if you look at the minus 30, it hurts them badly, Forest. Yeah. That minus 30 is shocking.
Yeah. They shipped 54 goals.
They've got the worst, they've got the worst goal difference, haven't they?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So they'll probably get relegated on goal difference, which is mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
They'll probably get relegated.
And that could actually determine the bottom three.
Jesse Lingard as well. Yeah, Jesse Lingard.
Because literally from
200 grand a week.
From 12th downwards, I would say. From 12th downwards, I'm not going to include 11th place, where Chelsea are sitting currently on 39 points with a goal difference of -2.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. A goal difference of -2. Absolutely unbelievable.
How much they spend again? 600 million?
600 million.
600 million for a goal
600 million for a goal difference of -2. That is.
I told Ez they should have brought back Lukaku. Should have brought back Bully Beef, man.
And talking about Chelsea, and what Todd Bowley came out and said today as well.
Oh, what a knob!
Listen, first of all,
terrible.
First of all, Chelsea, new manager bounce. Frank's going to go up to Wolverhampton, take the line, present the possession and deal with them. Fantastic goal from, I think it was the guy that scored that goal. I heard it was absolutely brilliant. Matheus Nunes, brilliant goal. And he just left all his teammates absolutely stunned. A stunning goal to win that game 1-0. Even though Chelsea had 62%
possession,
do you know what I mean? But possession is not everything. Do you know what I mean? It's not everything. If you haven't got players that can score, Aubameyang comes on, I think gets about a 15-minute cameo appearance, because I hardly see where that brother is now. Do you know what I'm saying? Franklin's brought him back into the fold. I think I was talking with Dave. He couldn't make. He was going to try and come on the show tonight, but he's got a football match over in Dubai, so he can't. He couldn't come on. But he was basically saying, why has he ended up playing what's his name, Conor Gallagher, for the whole of the game? Do you know what I mean? It's the whole thing of bringing Frank back to the club. Nostalgia and all that.
Just a mix.
He got sacked from the club because he couldn't manage the club in terms of his man management. It's embarrassing. The club, I was saying to Dean earlier on, he came on the show in the back room, I was saying, Chelsea are just like a ship without a rudder.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 600 million spent. You've got Todd Bowley coming out and saying, oh, yes, they're kicking off tonight against Real Madrid, away to Real Madrid. Oh, yeah, we're going to beat them 3-0 tonight. Trust me. And he was being serious. He wasn't joking. He was being serious. This guy should keep his trap shut. Yeah, because he's in the club right now. Is an embarrassment. It's a simple.
Do you know who he reminds me of? Do you know who he reminds me of? Delwa, you probably know this guy, Jerry Jones.
Right. Yep.
He's the Dallas Cowboys
guy. Yeah.
Every year he comes out and he says, Dallas Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Yeah. I love our roster. Right. And they haven't even been in the NFC Championship game for like 15 years.
Yeah. Between him and Mark Cuban, Jason. Between him and Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Same kind of vibe as well.
Both in Dallas.
Yeah. Just chatting nonsense and don't do anything. It's like, leave it, man.
It's the American vibe.
Oh, Todd, man.
Is it true that Todd got advice from James Corden? I heard this story as well.
I heard this as well. But James Corden's a West Ham fan.
Is he?
That's probably why he took the advice.
Yeah, he's sabotaged him.
That's probably why he gave the advice.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. No, they're absolute mess. I'm telling you. I mean, if Ed is in the chat, man.
He has to be disappointed about Frank Lampard. Has to be
absolutely. I know Ez last week said he's happy that he's back. I think he said he's to a degree he's happy that he's back. But on this showing, do you know what I mean? And tonight is going to be a test for them away to Real Madrid. You're up against Vinicius, Modric, Benzema. Oh, jeez, man. Yeah, but
these guys will be spending blood for sure.
You just don't know. Chelsea could put off a mad thing. We don't know because they're in the quarterfinals right now. Do you know what I mean?
They had 13 shots and only 1 on target. Chelsea. So it's not like they weren't creating. And 13 and 1 on target. That means you're just not at the races, are you? Striking wise.
They just can't. Well, listen. I think February they scored 1 goal in February. One goal.
Wow.
One goal.
But you know.
Huh?
Not clinical in front of goal, are they?
No, Havertz. You know what I mean. He's not really a striker. He's really a 10. Aubameyang has been frozen out. Do you know what I mean? I think he's just there for the money.
They even had that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was playing, wasn't he?
He came on. He came on. I think I can't even remember what minute he came on in. I'm just trying to look in the 68th minute. So he got about 20 odd minutes of game time. But I think he had 1 chance. But other than that,
so Norman, you see Aubameyang? Was Aubameyang there before Potter got there, or was he brought in by the management?
Yes.
He was there.
No.
He came in under Tuchel.
Tuchel. Yeah, Tuchel brought him in.
Tuchel, right. Okay, I was wondering who brought him in. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So just a quick question, right? If Chelsea went on to win the Champions League,
the
fourth place wouldn't miss. They wouldn't.
No, I don't. Yeah, I need to find out exactly what happens there.
Because what I heard, not like when it happened to Tottenham the last time they won it, didn't they? Tottenham missed out with 4th spot. But I think what I read, something along the lines of 5 teams, only 5 teams from one country can be in the Champions League now.
Okay, right.
So right. And that's normally the team that wins it.
Yeah,
and then the team from the country that wins it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the only way 4th place wouldn't make it is if Chelsea won the Champions League, Man United won the Europa League, and neither of us finished in the top 4.
Oh yeah.
Then then whoever finished 4th.
Yeah, that's right.
Get kicked out. I think
that'd be crazy, right?
That's the only way it could work. Yeah.
Man's done his homework, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm trying to work it out the other day. I'm trying to work it out the other day.
Yes, because if you win Europa League, that's your back door into the Champions League.
Yeah.
And if Chelsea win the Champions League, then that's 2 spots automatically.
Yeah, 2 spots out. What did you say, Chili? So you said, Chili, what did you say?
Chelsea ain't winning the Champions League, so this conversation's redundant.
Stranger things have happened, Chili. Yeah.
You're
right.
I'm with you, though, Chili. I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay, let's just quickly move on. We're coming down. Manchester City, or should I say Southampton won, Manchester City for 40 odd minutes. Southampton kept them out, but listen, Haaland
demolition job. Once they scored, it was easy.
This machine, this code has scored 45 goals.
45 goals, bro.
And I guarantee you, he hasn't been drug tested once. Not one time have they drug tested him. I guarantee you that. All season. Because I'm sure.
What are you saying, D? What are you saying?
For me, you saying, D? This guy is on Robbie Fowler settings. Trust me. Because he's a machine, brother. Right? I guarantee you no one said, listen, just check this guy here. Make him do a blood test. Make him pee in a cup or something, man. Cut some of his hair follicles or anything. Just to see why I go out there, man, because...
Unbelievable. And the goal that he scored, I think it was the second goal that he scored when he did that assist from Jack Grealish, who's having a fantastic, time right now. He's on a bit of a purple.
He's on a revival, Jack, isn't he?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Lovely. The ball was coming back, and he's done an overhead kick with his right foot. I'm sure it is because the ball was kind of behind him, and he just.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That was Haaland. Yeah.
Took that well, didn't he? Took that one well.
Yeah.
It actually looked slightly awkward, but he still took it well.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Because he's so tall. It was like,
he makes it look He does look a little bit.
But he caught it so well. I was thinking, dude, what are you doing? What is this?
Haaland definitely needs dope testing, laugh out loud. Yep. Yeah. Haaland is 21 years old and hasn't even reached his prime yet. That is scary. Absolutely agree with you there. Correct.
He won't be in the Premier League. He won't be in the Premier League in his prime.
No. I think he's going to want to go and play for Real Madrid.
And the thing is, those heavy northern pitches will take it out on him in the end. Keep playing in that northern rain. I think he'll look for the sunshine.
Listen,
because
when he goes to that Mickey Mouse League, he'll be scoring as many as Ronaldo or Messi were doing.
Exactly.
But he's doing that 45 goals already.
No, they were doing more. They were doing Chile. They were doing like 60s.
60 goals.
70s.
In the league.
He's got 8 Premier League Champions League that he's going to win first.
Who would you say, guys? Who would you say is the better player, Haaland or Mbappe?
Mbappe's a better player, but Haaland's a better goal scorer.
Yeah. If you go for all-round game, I think Mbappe's all-round game is better than Haaland's.
Yeah.
But Haaland is clinical.
But if you look at what he's doing, if you look at what Haaland is doing in the Premier League, it's obviously the hardest league.
51 mil.
Yeah. But that was the
buyout clause, weren't it?
Buyout clause, yeah.
Yeah. So you can't even look into that.
Yeah.
I'm with Chile though. I think I'd answer the same as Chile. But who would you want in your side then? Haaland or Mbappe?
Oh, that's hard.
Can you imagine?
I think
can you imagine Haaland? Can you imagine? Do you think? Okay, question again. Do you think Mbappe would end up playing at the Premier League at any point? Do you think, or do you think?
Well, this is the thing.
He doesn't fancy
it. If the Qataris bias, if the Qataris do bias, it wouldn't surprise me if they went to Ten Hag and said, "Do you want Mbappe? Yeah, well, here you go. Here's your money. Go get him." Because I think that's what will happen with certain. Because like everyone can see, we just need the out-and-out scorer that can stay fit and take the pressure off.
Look at that stat there by Craig. Look at that stat there.
30 goals, 30, 45. 6 hat tricks, 6.
It's ridiculous.
Haaland, yeah. Just we've heard it all over social media. He's scored more goals than Chelsea's whole team put together.
Right. And so I'll say it again, Norman.
Chelsea have scored 29 goals. Haaland scored 30.
I'll say it again, Normski. He needs to be drug tested. Simple. Simple as that, man. Simple as that.
I just think he's a freak, man. He's a
freak of nature. He literally is a Michael Jordan going to the NBA Finals, isn't he? He's like a Jordan going to the NBA Finals 6 times and winning, or 6 times.
Six wins, 6 MVPs.
Yeah, just like, come on, man. And the thing is, he'll get bored at some point. Yeah, he'll just say, "This is too easy for me."
But looking at this statement from Craig, he says Ireland is boring to watch, but he's a phenomenal finisher. Now, people, my son calls him a tapping merchant. But listen, at the end of the day, what are you paid for? You're paid to score goals.
Yeah,
goals win your matches. Yeah. Right. So as much as go on, sorry, Chili.
You got to be there to tap them in, though.
Exactly.
Yeah. Position. He's staying on side.
His movement is mad. His movement is mad.
Yeah, if he played for Arsenal, no, you wouldn't be calling him boring.
Yeah,
no, I don't.
No, I'm telling you, when we had there wasn't one time I thought he was boring. I just thought he was phenomenal because he scored goals.
Yeah, because that's what he was there. That's what a striker's there to do.
That's what they do.
Yeah, I know.
This is what he actually reminds me of Van Nistelrooy. The whole left foot and the way he moves, the way he comes between the defenders. He's just like, this guy knows how to stay on side and get his goals. Yeah,
I think he moves better than Van Nistelrooy, though.
Yeah,
he moves better than Van Nistelrooy.
And he's stronger, obviously. He's stronger than him as well.
Yeah.
So
he's got to turn. He's got to turn the pace, man.
Yeah.
The thing is, and that's the mad thing about it. Because when you look at him, I was talking with Dave, and he was saying that his speed is deceptive. Because I think in that game yesterday against Bayern Munich, when he closed down the keeper, I'm thinking, how did he get
there that quick?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because he kind of looks a little bit lanky and a bit
clumsy. It looks clumsy when he runs.
But mate, when he starts going,
he can put the jets on. Yeah.
You got to remember, he's tall, and the strides. You remember that? You remember? Was it Moses? Was it Victor Moses? Not Victor Moses. Was it what's the name? Moses in the. He for every stride, 2 strides that the people that did the hurdles, he only took 1. That's why he was so good. Do you know what I mean? So he's deceptively quick. Let's move on to the Leeds game. Leeds took the lead against Crystal Palace, but Mr. Turkey Net Roy Hodgson 5-1, mate.
Yeah, I don't know
What are people going to say now? And this is the thing is, people are going to say, see, told you, Vieira. It seems unfair on Vieira now because it's like all of a sudden now, Crystal Palace, who were we even say languishing in the bottom three, it was just that there were 3 points of the drop zone, but they were sitting in, at the time, they were sitting in 12th place. And at that time, Patrick, they looked at it and said, like, oh boy, Patrick doesn't look like he's going to get these guys playing because too many losses, too many draws. Roy, I think I'm sure he's got 2 wins on the bounce.
Yes. So it's their last 6 games under Vieira, they lost 4 in a row. Now this guy's come in 2 wins back to back. As much as we, want to say what we've got to say, the end of the day, the guys put 6 points on the board.
Yeah. And this is
exactly. And the question, as an owner, you're going to say, well, it's justified. It's justified. I don't know, Chile. I know Crystal Palace is
look at the other side and you say, Norm, did these lot down tools on Vieira?
That's right.
So, I actually feel something went down here where they were, because you're seeing a different kind of football, as in the energy and effort being made by the players that you wasn't seeing. And Patrick kept defending them when they were lackluster. And maybe he shouldn't have been doing that. Maybe he should have put them on blast and just got fired.
Probably
got fired anyway.
You know what I mean? I know Crystal Palace is Chile's second team. I know thoughts on the whole thing now with Roy Hodgson, seemingly getting these guys playing again, bringing back the confidence to Crystal Palace. What are your thoughts on that, Chile?
That's just a new manager bounce, man. Don't even worry about that. They'll be getting in 3 games' time.
But they don't. That's all they want, Chile, because they want the new manager bounce just to keep them up.
Just to stay up,
And then he's gone again.
Because remember he's only there till the end of the season.
Yeah.
But then you never know. Could be the same situation with Frank. But at the moment he hasn't started off on a good footing, and tonight, obviously, in 7 minutes' time, he's about to get his butt slapped.
I hope Frank gets the job.
If you look at this, right, Crystal Palace could get away with 38 points and staying up. I actually don't think that you're going to need.
You need that 40 points.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to need it this season. I think these guys have been so poor that 38 points should keep you up, especially with Leicester and Southampton on 23 and 25 points. I think 38 points keeps you up.
Chelsea might just be safe then, D.
You know the ones. 39.
No, guys, we laugh. We laugh, but Chelsea have spent 600 million in 2. It's not like we're talking about 4 transfer windows, 2 transfer windows.
Well, one season. No,
one season.
One season.
Unbelievable.
Oh man, that is crazy.
And they've scored 29 goals from the whole of the team.
Listen, we've been bad in the last 10 years since Sir Alex retired. Manchester United have been bad. We've never been that bad. Well, I'm looking at the table
shockingly now. Bad,
We've never been this bad. Not after 30 games.
Yeah.
And this will be interesting. How many players have already got their agents trying to find them another club? Because I feel it's a circus right now, and whoever you bring in is gonna have to trim the squad down.
It's that though, isn't it?
The money, but trim the squad down as well, Jay.
Well, listen, D,
squad's too big with all the players coming back.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and it's come back up again.
People for like 15-year contracts, man. You know,
proper NFL and NBA contracting going on there.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago about teams letting go of their players in the summer. I think I read this week Man United are looking to offload 13 players. I think,
and that's what I said. No, remember I said 14. I said I would cut 14. I still got my list there from a few weeks ago.
Got a list.
We went through it. We went through it a couple of weeks ago. I think,
just quickly, Jason. I've got Brandon Williams, Maguire, Lindelof, McTominay, Henderson, Martial, Eric Bailly, Alex Telles, Transabi, Van der Beek, and probably Mason, because I just think bringing Mason back in the fold is going to be a tough one. And I'm hearing that the women don't want him back either. The women are very comfortable with him being back at Carrington, so that don't help his course.
No, and that's going to be
And then if we're looking at a new goalkeeper, David De Gea, we can't keep him on him. He's not signing a new contract. So if we don't sign a new contract yesterday, he can't go for free. So that's 14 players I've got on that list, Jay. 14. Shocking.
I can't disagree with anyone there apart from Lindelof. I'd just say as a squad player, I'd keep him.
Yeah.
If you're talking about as a starter.
Did you put Phil Jones on that one as well?
Phil
Jones. Yeah, Phil Jones is there. Yeah, he's there.
Let's not forget Phil. Let's not forget Phil. I know he's probably hiding somewhere. You know,
I can't believe Phil at United. I was shocked when I heard it earlier.
And he's on good money, Chile. He's on very good money.
Ollie gave him a contract.
Yeah, Ollie did that. Yeah,
contract, Chile.
Man,
I think it was 4 years he gave him. Ollie gave him 4-year contract before he got fired.
Contract.
So literally, so at the moment, he's not injured at the moment, is he?
No, he just got a squad number.
He just trains with the team.
He's not. Yeah,
under 21.
You're getting paid that much.
Under 21.
Yeah, 21s.
Under 21. Under 21.
Yeah. Oh, right, under 21.
He hasn't even got a seat in the. He hasn't even got. He hasn't got an allocated seat in the dressing room.
Yeah. He's got
no squad number.
No, he hasn't got a squad number. No squad number.
No,
he's got a
he's not a part of the first team.
No, but a few years ago, I think I told you this, guys. A few years ago, he refused a testimonial because he said only his mom and dad would turn up. He actually said that in an interview, and it was like a nervous laugh with the interviewer, and he was like, no, I think fans would come out. He went, nah, they wouldn't, just for mom and dad, and so he just refused it. So I think they just gave him a little golden handshake, but he didn't actually play the 10-year testimonial.
He's got to be the luckiest player, man. I'll tell you that now.
He drives a Ferrari, no? He drives a Ferrari.
He's been there. He
trains in pink boots and all sorts.
When did Alex Ferguson sign him? 2012 or 13?
Like
Sorry, 2000. Was it a bit? Was it 2011?
No, he was about 11. About 11.
Yeah, about 11. Yeah. Drives a bit Ferrari, no? Fair play to him.
Unbelievable.
And plays in pink boots as well, apparently. Trains in pink boots and all sorts.
Yeah.
Pink
2011, no?
Wow.
Philip Jones.
Man is one lucky boy, I'll tell you that now. Well, listen, let's move on to the game of the weekend. A neutral. I think this was a game for all neutrals. My heart, listen. Let me just give my quick assessment of this game. Going into the game, I know Kofi said that, he thinks it would end up being a draw, 2-2, and he actually got the right scores right. But for me, Liverpool is the sort of team, they like to turn up. Look, we know what happened a couple of weeks ago with Man United. Liverpool play rubbish, and then team turns up, and then they turn it on. And I was quite apprehensive going into this game, nervous, couldn't sleep, I was having nightmares, goals being deflected and all that. And then the start that we had, the first 35 minutes of that game, I could not believe what I was watching.
They gave you both goals.
Yeah, I'll say that, but that's not our problem. Yeah?
No, it's
not. That's not my problem.
No, it's not.
Yeah? They need to learn to defend. Their defense is absolutely in trouble, as they would say, Nketiah, your defense is in trouble. Right, but listen, they were shocking. Van Dijk, shocking. Trent Alexander, shocking. Yeah, first half.
Well, first half Trent was shocking.
Yeah, second half.
It
was his brother, his twin brother came on, and it was the end of that. Yeah. Total madness. And some people were trying to say that Granit Xhaka was kind of like the thing that riled up the crowd and got the team going. It was a bit like last year when Arteta started having a go at Klopp and it riled up the fans, and then they went on and won the game and whatnot. I'm not going to put it all down to Granit Xhaka. I mean, as the elder statesman in that club, he's been doing really well for Arsenal. I think a foul was committed on him, and I think he kind of got up. Probably saw the size of Konate. I thought, here we go after Trent. Goes after Trent, has a kick out of him. They come together, and the next thing you know, the Anfield crowd is up 1 minute, minute and a half later. They go down the other side and get the goal from Salah, who's hardly in the game. Not only hardly in the game, misses a penalty. Absolutely unbelievable.
But no, he's done a lot this season, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
He's been not in games and scored. He's been non-existent, and then out of nowhere, he's either taken a penalty or he's hit one top bins.
I
was looking at the stats, Norm, and I didn't even realize. I thought when you watch the game, I thought it was quite an even possession, but they're saying
they had about 21. I think they had something like 21 shots, but they only had about. I think they only had 6 on target. I think we had 4 on target
and 6 big chances. Yeah. You guys had 5 on target, no? 5 on target, and they're saying 2 big chances, but I think if you got 5 on target, it can't be 2 big chances. If 5 of them on target, has to be 5 big chances, isn't it?
I mean, I know they were talking about XG and expected goals.
Yeah.
And that, Liverpool had more chances of because they had more shots. So
more shots,
there's an expectation. You understand?
Exactly.
I think ours was point whatever, but for the goals that we got, we were clinical.
Yeah, you're more clinical in that sense.
But for their defending and stuff like that, and literally, we should have put that game to bed. Yes, on Sunday in the first half. After they got back into it, you're saying, right, okay, get them guys back in the change room. And I think this is where it kind of went wrong. I think Arteta as well is to blame with this as well, because I felt that he needed to make changes. Saka didn't have one of his best games. He looked tired. I was talking to my boy and I said, he just looks tired. He just looks lethargic.
He's never playing in home.
I know. I understand all of that. But he just looked tired. And you know what I mean? Robertson. I mean, to be honest though, in the first half, he did have Robertson on toast, even though I wasn't seeing no end product from Saka. But at the same time, it was not the same Saka that I expected. I expected better from, but he did look tired.
But this is why you brought Trossard, no?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. He didn't make. See, for me, I would have. I know, listen. I think, Jesus looked a little bit despondent coming off, but I would have probably kept Jesus on, and take Saka off and move Trossard out on the right.
Okay? Yeah, because Trossard, it was on the yellow card as well. Saka was.
It was. I was going to say, and for me, he should have brought in Tierney for Shevchenko. How are you getting nutmegged? By Trent. Even though he had a great second half, but how are you could listen, engage. I'll say engage, man. Just put a foot in. He's just standing there. He nutmegs him, and then ball comes over the top. I don't know where Ben White was. Firmino, when he come on, my son said he always scores against us. That's 11 now.
Man like Bobby.
Against us. Do you know what I mean?
Man's like
and
Bobby,
so
man.
it is what it is. And from there on in, literally, they were capped in our half. And if it wasn't for Ramsdale with 2 world-class saves and the one where I think it was Konate, I think Klopp said he should have went with his head.
Knobhead. What an idiot.
He should have went with his head and he went with his chest.
I was screaming like I was a bloody Liverpool fan at that point. But you know what? Do you think that was a point, 2 points lost or a point gained? How do you see the game? 2
points lost. I don't. Some players said, "Oh, because Ramsdale this and some people done that and blah blah." No, we was 2-0 up.
Yeah.
It was 2-0 up. Yeah, you don't let a 2-0 lead drop like that. And so what people are trying to now say is that have Arsenal got the mentality? Have we blown it now? Because yes, we're 6 points. We're 6 points clear. Obviously, Man City have got a game in hand. By the time we play Man City, if we win the West Ham game this weekend and we beat Southampton at home, going into that game against Man City, we'll be 9 points clear, but they'll have 2 games in hand. What we got to do now is make sure when we go to Man City, we do not lose that game. We do not lose that game, because after Man City, I think we go away. I'm sure we go away to Newcastle. Or no, we've got Chelsea at home, which now they've moved the fixture now. Should have been on the 29th or the Saturday night. They moved it to a Tuesday night.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I mean? So that's
a proper congestion.
Pilot,
so as they would say.
They've moved it.
Welcome to the rest of us. Welcome to what the rest of us are experiencing all season.
Absolutely. But
one game.
As Craig is saying here, look, if we don't win the league, it's a flop. Considering the time that we've spent at the top, for pretty most of the season, and expectations does change, because I didn't expect us to even be in the top 4 at the start of the season. Nobody expected us to be in the top 4. Nobody expected us to be competing for the Premier League. But some fans will say, "Oh, well, we wasn't going for the top 4." But listen, D, you said at the start of the season, you'd be happy to get 5th or 6th with a cup.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it was a rebuild. I was being realistic.
Right, that's realistic. But what I'm trying to say, has your expectation changed, Jason? Has your expectation changed now? Because
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly.
It's only natural.
Yeah.
100%.
You can't then turn around and say,
because
well, you know, I wasn't expecting to say it doesn't matter. At least we got a cup. We finished 6. No,
it doesn't.
Yeah. Because for me now, I'm like, we're in the top 4 currently, which I did not expect. So why would I want to finish 6th now when I'm currently in the top 4?
But not only that, D. You're seeing the way your team is playing. You're seeing the way your team is playing with, you know, quality players like Casemiro, Martinez. Yeah.
And Eriksen coming back now, Norm, as well.
Eriksen coming back. Rashford being on form. Yeah? So your expectation is that keep that going. It's not like you're in a bad run of form and then all of a sudden lucky. It's not that you're lucky you made top 4. You've played to get to that position.
Yeah, the table don't lie
on your merit, and it's the same with Arsenal. We've got 73 points.
Yeah, and you can ask all the Chelsea fans if the table is lying, and if they're honest, they'll say, as a Chelsea fan, the table ain't lying. We've been that crap. So it's just what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
What they say, don't be salty, Norm. What you say?
Yeah. So you know,
Jesus and Odegaard.
Yeah. So I blame Arteta in terms of the game management, his in-game management, because Klopp obviously wanted to go for the win, and he was bringing on Firmino, he was bringing on attacking players.
Yeah.
Arteta didn't make
a blood, didn't he?
Yeah. And Arteta didn't make a move. When we conceded the goal, that's when he decided to bring Tierney on. And when Tierney came on, his first thing was to get a tackling on Salah, because Salah was just hugging the touchline. Yeah. I don't know.
You also have to look at it though, Norm, that as poor as Liverpool have been throughout the season, inconsistently, that they've been decent at home. A bit like
absolutely.
Very good at home.
Yeah. Listen,
and so
I think they've got the 5th best home record.
Yeah, you can never go there and say, "Oh, I'm going to Anfield to handle business." You know that there is a level of pride and we've got that back on the Ten Hag. We need to transform that into our away form, but our home form is decent, Jay. And the Ten Hag, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And on the road was shocking. So
we've lost one game.
One game at home, all season. And with Liverpool, they've been decent at home. Yeah, they've been decent at home. So to go there and get a point, Norman, it's not a bad thing for me. I think if you had lost,
mentality-wise, when you're 2-0 up, and you're playing,
I get it. I get that, Norman. But as a neutral, that's a point gained.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I know you were.
I mean, we might look back.
If you want to talk about 1 point, Norm, you'll go back to that draw at Liverpool and say, you know what, that point at Liverpool won us a title. You know,
that way that game ended, you should have got no points.
Yeah,
was actually the point.
In the context, I get that, and I absolutely understand that. But the other thing is and this is another thing, I had a big, massive gripe with Arteta, and that was bringing in Kura, throwing him in a game like this, our newest defender we signed in January, right? Now, he would rather sign in this Kura instead of bringing on Kieran Tierney. Not only that, his first touch of the ball when he come on was to take Gakpo out, and they nearly ended up scoring from that. Do you know what I mean? This is a nice game. How you bring on a guy that's never played in? This is his second. He's played 4 minutes in the Premier League, and he brings them on in this. So what happens then? We started to go negative. We started to sit back. Yeah. And then literally, I don't know how. If it was not for Ramsdale, we lose that game. Simple as. But then we did have a massive, massive chance when Ramsdale made that mad save from Konate. Think he went down like he'd been hit by a shotgun, a sniper. What's his name? Salah. Yeah. It's like he felt somebody touch him. You know what?
He's dramatic there like that. He's dramatic.
We go down the other end, 3-on-1. Yeah. And you're thinking, come on, Martinelli, get your head up. That's one thing about Martinelli. He needs to get his head up. And he plays a ball to Saka, only for him to play into pretty much the path of Alisson. And then that's it. So we could have gone there. He could have rounded the keeper. 3-2, we get out of there. After that, and we were saying fantastic. As I said, we end up getting a Desmond. It is what it is. And we go again. But at the moment, Kira hasn't had any in terms of, pre-match stuff with Arsenal and stuff like that. So come the summer, once he gets him on the pre-season and stuff like that, get him working on him, because you can't be throwing him in a game like that. I'm sorry, man. The guy's 21, 22, and you're throwing him in a massive game like that. And his first thing he does when he comes on is he goes his close down Gakpo in the middle of the park and takes him out, loses the ball, and then Nunes is almost in, and Nunes couldn't finish his dinner. It's only for Ramsdale to make that save. Thank God for Ramsdale. He ended up getting man of the match. You know what I mean? He ended up getting man of the match. Do you know what I mean? As you say, Ramsdale was the hero. He made 2 world-class saves, and how he's not England's number 1.
But you're missing.
I personally think he's a better keeper than Pickford. But
you're missing Slinger though, Norman.
I think Pickford had a great game against us at the weekend. Yeah. I can't stand Pickford. I think Pickford's bang average. I do. I just think he's overrated. I can't stand. Do you know what it is as well? I hate goalkeepers when all they do is scream and holler and shout. It drives me around the bend. I'd be like, I'd slap you, you shouting at you, idiot. It gets on my nerves, man. He's always
he always does that, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's too hype. Yeah,
he's always on that thing. You know what I mean? You just made a big mistake and you're trying to blame them. No, you just made a mistake, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's always that finger pointing. You see it with Harry as well. When Harry gives a loose ball, then he starts barking at the back 4 like that wasn't his mistake. You're like, bro, what are you doing? Stop that.
It's just.
I remember there was a time, I don't know who it was, just told him to F off. One of our players just told Harry to F off. You could actually.
It's covering his deficiencies, isn't it? That's what it is. His deficiencies.
Shocking,
that's
man.
what he's covering.
I feel like saying that to Harry all the time. Have you seen the amount of times Harry? Have you seen the amount of times Harry just does Palmer? That's what he does. It's all
flicking his hair. It's
a psychological thing. You know. Listen, guys. You know, like when you used to watch, after post-match games, and you ask, the football players. They know. My sister, she's probably. I don't know if she's still watching it in Spain. When you watch players and they do a distraction thing. So if they're telling a lie, they kind of do that, don't they? They sort of,
scratch the back of their head.
You ask them a direct question. You know that what the answer is, and they say it, and then they do that. Now, that's what Harry does, He makes a pass and does this.
Because he knows.
It's so frustrating, Norm. Harry, you just gave away a goal and you're combing over your hair.
Right, yeah. And looking around and barking orders. You're like, bro, that was on you.
You know what? Him and Lindelof do it. See, we had the comb over partnership. We had the two of them. This guy like this.
Keep fixing their hair.
Hey, yo, come on. Let me just comb that over for you.
It's a nervous thing, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. It's hiding the deficiencies. That's what it is.
I actually think he's playing him a little bit more now because he knows he's got to sell him. So if he doesn't play him, it's going to be harder to sell. So I think there's some psychological stuff in that as well, Jim. But I can't stand him on the pitch.
People said, Harry had a great game. Harry had a great game against Everton. Because Everton didn't attack us. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
We had all the ball. We're on the front foot. It's an easy game.
Listen, he didn't have to do anything.
And that's what I was saying to Chile a few weeks ago, that take Harry. Harry can play in your back 3.
No.
And you play the wing backs.
No.
Chile was silent there, but I said, no.
I told you, D, give us 150 mil and you can have Wink, Dyer, Sanchez, and
Wink.
Oh my gosh.
That was Joe. Wasn't that Jose's favourite player, Winks?
Winks. Exactly. Yeah. Winks and Dyer. Lord.
Yeah, Winks and Dyer. He loved them.
We should be walking away.
I say there's no way. This week we should be walking away from just qualified for the Champions League. That's embarrassing. It's not like we've been chasing Man City; they've been chasing us. True. Well, listen. As I say, 8 games to go, and it's whether Arsenal can have the mentality to do it. I mean, somebody I can't remember who I was talking to. Somebody was saying that when Zinchenko got nutmegged, apparently he was crying. I don't know how true it is. It's been going
really,
on, but I don't know. I didn't read anything like that. I don't know if anybody can verify that. But if he was doing that, don't do a William Gallas, please. Do not do a William Gallas. Yeah, I remember the season 2000. I think it was 2008, 2009 season. I can't remember what season. When William Gallas sat in the middle of that park. I think it was against Birmingham. We threw away a lead, and he sat there in the middle part as the captain of Arsenal. Yeah. No wonder you ended up going to Tottenham. Yeah.
so no, I'm looking at this. So City are 3 points behind you with that game in hand, and
6 points. 6 points.
6 points, is it?
Yeah.
That's my thing is not updating then.
Yeah,
6 points, but game in hand, against Leicester. Well, the next game is against Leicester.
Yeah, which is at the Etihad.
Yeah, so we're going to predict a 3-pointer there. So that game against you guys is a huge game, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it could pull them level, even if you both keep keep winning.
No. So what happens? Yeah, if we so the scenario is this now. Okay.
Yeah.
The chance, the likelihood is that Leicester will go and get slapped at Etihad this Saturday evening. It will come to 3 points. After that, we play on Sunday, West Ham away.
Yeah.
We should, based on West Ham's
current form,
we should beat them. Yeah. Then we have Southampton at home. So in between that day, City don't play again.
Yeah, depends semi-final of the cup.
Yeah. So if we win our game up to that point, we'll be 9 points clear of them, even though they've got games in hand. What I'm saying is, if we go to City, as Craig said, don't go there and lose. At least park the bus if you've got to do that. But Arsenal can't do that because that's not the sort of team we are. Do you know what I'm saying?
So no, the scenario, if they beat you, and that's not even a strong if. I think that you've got the form. This title could be decided on goal difference then if they win their game.
It could be, and currently they're five goals ahead of us. We're on 43. They're on 48. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
And that could change. That could change this Saturday because they're playing Leicester. So add another 4 or 5 on top of that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But we've got to now go and beat West Ham. The only thing I suppose is going for us a little bit is because West Ham play Thursday because they're in the Conference League. So they've got a game on Thursday.
Yeah, they got
So we our last game was Sunday, so we'll be well rested. Yeah, we just got to go in there. If we play like we did in the first half against Liverpool and keep that form, we will slap West Ham, and then Southampton at home. We will slap them. Currently, at the moment, it's Real Madrid 0, Chelsea 0. 15 minutes gone in that game. Milan and Napoli 0-0 at the moment. 17 minutes gone. So at the moment, Todd Bowley hasn't got his predictions right yet, but still early days.
Chelsea, I've been watching it while we've been talking. Chelsea have actually had a couple chances.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've actually had a couple chances. They're packing out the midfield, so they're hitting them on the break.
Okay, right. So I suppose what it is because listen, we know Real Madrid what they do. So it's just whether they can, if it's whether Chelsea can put their chances away or not. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Right. But I think looking at it, then who's got the line of possession? Is it Real Madrid? They're controlling the game.
Yeah,
right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so listen, the last thing I want to show you, and this should make Kofi really happy. And this is the last thing before we go. We did our prediction table. And as you can see, guys, the table has somewhat changed. If you look there, which is a first for Big D, Chile, and Kofi, all three of them predicting the exact score.
Yeah.
Big D, Villa, I think it was 2-0.
2-0 Villa, yeah.
Yeah, 2-0 Villa. Chile predicting 2-1 for his team against Brighton, and
use their name.
Say that again.
You know what their name is. Use their name.
If I do use the name, I might have to drink some Andrews. Right, and now Kofi has gone into the top 3. He got the 2-2. He's ended up on 17 points. I got my score outcome right, but not the actual. No, I didn't get the outcome right, but I got the outcome was right, but not the exact score. So I predicted City to beat Southampton 3-0. And
you were City, didn't you? Yeah,
it was 3-0, and I was thinking that's it. Just leave it like that. You know, unless I did say last week, I don't mind if Southampton messes it up and they beat City because then they'll help us in terms of our title challenge. But the madness that City on right now, you know what I mean, they're moving like a machine right now. So right now I can't see anybody stopping them. But you never know. You never know. So as it stands now, Ez has dropped into the Europa League position because he predicted Chelsea to beat Wolves 3-1 and they lost 1-0. Just shows how bad things are.
Back to his team, boy.
Yeah, man. It just shows how bad things are. So again, guys, don't know what we'll need to decide on what the person that comes last. As I say, there's 28 games played, and the reason why it's only 28 games because, as I said right at the start of the season, we didn't predict the first game because of the situation with the Queen's death and that. So we went a game after. So instead of us predicting 38 games, we were predicting 37 games for the season. But that is about it, unless anybody else has got any things to add. But that is the show for tonight. Thank you to everybody in the chat. It's really great that you staying with us for so long, and we've managed to cut it down to. Kunta, are you still there in the cotton fields?
Yeah, man, I'm in the cotton.
When are these people coming out to you, man?
They said 7:30, then they said 5 to 8, and now they
that's long, bruh.
Have you got to go? Have you got to go back to Southeast and then?
No, I'm going straight east from here.
Okay, you're going east, all right?
Yeah,
crazy, man, absolutely crazy. Well, I hope you're getting overtime for it.
Yeah, I am. I'm getting the overtime, but boy.
yeah, but it is what it is. Yeah, man. But good show, chap. 5:30. It's 5:30 a.m. start for me now. So that's
Scott, man.
Starts. Wow.
Yeah, respect, man.
Big
respect,
up to you, Scott, man. Thank you for still tuning in, man. Really appreciate it.
Big up, man.
Big up Junior, big up Jay.
Yes, Junior.
I believe I can't actually. It's a great show. I can't believe you've actually finished them. Yeah, I'm actually bringing this. Listen, I could wind you up and go for another 50 hours if you want. You know,
Nah.
Madrid have scored. Madrid have scored.
They scored. Wow.
So Todd, you got it wrong.
I must watch it. I might be behind. I'm just looking at it now.
Yeah,
man like Brother Bowley.
Yeah,
Man like Brother Bowley.
Let me just have a see who scored. Let me just have a look. Well, I haven't seen anything come up. Oh yeah. Who scored?
Vinicius.
Yeah, I've seen it now. Benzema.
Vinicius. I did mention Vinicius, didn't I? I did mention Vinicius.
No,
I did mention him.
Benzema scored it.
Man's like Benzema, yeah.
Oh, Benzema.
Yeah, Benzema scored.
Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. But yeah, Kofi, man. Hope to you get well soon, bro. No, you're being too.
Oh, that's a tap in. That's a tap in.
There's a tap in, yeah. I'll take him in there, Arsenal.
Good play, man.
Yeah,
great player. Great player.
Yeah. But listen, guys.
Listen, man.
Big D, JP, Kunta Kente. Thanks for joining me tonight. Thank you to everybody in the chat. It's been a great show. We go again. Just before I do go, whoever wants to go for the Man City one this weekend, you can go. Please put your predictions. Please put your predictions in our personal chat. I'm gonna go for somebody else this time. So if we want to know Man City against Leicester, get your guaranteed points. You know what I mean? Wow. Then do what you got to do. Yeah. Please put it in the chat. I don't know who I'm gonna. As a matter of fact, let me just quickly look. So Saturday.
Yeah, we got Villa, Newcastle.
So these are the games. Just quickly, Aston Villa against Newcastle, 12:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Newcastle have had 3 away games.
Yeah, on the bounce. Yeah.
Madness.
And they've handled their business, though.
That's going to be an interesting game, Aston Villa, Newcastle.
Yeah, that's going to be a very good game, yeah. Hard one to call, actually.
Chelsea, Brighton.
Yeah.
Everton, Fulham. Southampton, Crystal Palace. Tottenham, Bournemouth. Wolverhampton, Brentford, Man City, Leicester. And on the Sunday, West Ham, Arsenal, and Nottingham Forest, Man United. I don't think there's any games. I don't think there's any games on the Monday. I don't think there's any games.
Scored. No,
Chelsea
should have scored.
Oh, wow. Chelsea
should have scored.
Oh, I thought you said they just scored, mate.
No, they should have scored. But you know what it is? Raheem Sterling, the guy's just... He just misses so much chances.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But people, we're gonna go and watch the rest of Real Madrid. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share if you're new. And for the What's Going On podcast prediction, guys, please put your stuff in the chat. Ezra, if you're out there, put your prediction in there. Chili, don't forget to put yours in there, and we'll see what happens this weekend. Come on, Leicester, even get a draw there. At least get a draw or something, please. We need your help, bro. we badly need your help. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But listen, take care. God bless. Please hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you next week. Take care. God bless.